Hello, my name is Grace. I am a student at Tufts University. Today I will be answering questions about Tufts. No one asked me, I just found them online and thought people would be curious. I wanted to add that Tufts is a really great school. I really like it, and yes, it has faults, but so does every other school, and Tufts is one of the best universities ever. And yeah. What is your favorite thing about Tufts? People are really helpful and people really want to help you. Do you feel challenged in your coursework? Yes, I think Tufts is academically pretty rigorous. How long will it take you to graduate? I think Tufts has a residency requirement of 4 years, so 4 years. How approachable are the professors, college staff, and the college president? Professors are very approachable. Most of them have been good. The college staff, not as accessible, but still I feel like if you really made an effort you would be able to find them and talk to them. The president, I have never talked to the president, so I have no idea. What is dorm life like? Dorm life, it depends on how often you stay in your dorm. What is your favorite place on campus and why? The engineering building, the old one, because they're building a new one, but I like the old one. How is the food? I would say the food is pretty dang average. You'll get sick of it quick, but then again, it's not the worst college food ever, so yeah. What other dining options are available around campus? There are some other places where you can just pay or use our university cash system called Jumbo Cash, but typically I just eat at the dining hall. Are hours of campus facilities convenient for students? Overall, yeah, they're fine. I wish the library was open 24/7, which it's not, but other than that, I don't have any complaints. How is the surrounding community? Is it friendly to college students? So Tufts is in between Medford and Somerville, and I'd say overall I haven't run into any issues with people being disrespectful to college students, and it's really safe, so I'd say yeah, it's friendly community. Is a car necessary? No. A great majority of students just don't have any of their own transportation, and public transportation in Boston is excellent, so you don't need a car. Are there any school traditions? Yes, but not any that are super famous. Probably the most famous is the Spring Fling, which we didn't have this year because coronavirus. Do students have a voice in the university? This is one that I have to think about for a little bit, because if you're super active in student government, then yeah, you probably do have a larger voice than the majority of students. How would you describe fellow students? I would say that they are intellectual people and helpful and generally friendly. What extracurricular activities do you wish the college had but they do not at this time? More intramural sports, like I play tennis. I wish that there was intramural tennis or intramural volleyball, or more niche sports, I guess. Tennis and volleyball aren't even niche, but they don't have that many intramural sports. Do you feel safe on campus? Yes. How is the Wi-Fi on campus? Pretty good. Do you have any advice for admissions? Yeah. If you make it seem like you're really, really interested in the school will notice. Do your research, write the why Tufts essay as specific as possible. They like that. Do you have any advice for financial aid? It's always good to ask the college admissions rep that comes to your school about financial aid. Do you have any advice for applying for housing? Freshmen and sophomores are guaranteed housing, so I was never really worried about that, but then when you're a junior or a senior, you have to enter the lottery to try to get housing, which kind of sucks, but it's just luck. What's the biggest difference between high school and Tufts? A high school really depends on the high school, but you have a lot less freedom and you have way more freedom in college. What are you studying here? I'm studying biology, and I hope to get a major in psychology and maybe an econ minor. Pretty ambitious, but we'll see. If you could change one thing about this college, what would it be? Like I said before, the social scene. I feel like people could be more open and excited about stuff. Are the career fairs good here? No. What sort of campus events does the school put on? There's a TCU Senate that puts on big events for our school, but clubs will also have club events, and those are really fun. Any advice for incoming freshmen? Yeah, I would say don't be worried if you didn't find your group of friends in the first week of college, because I would say I honestly still haven't, and it's okay. How would you describe the community atmosphere? Curious and intellectual, like Tufts advertises. What clubs or extracurricular activities do you recommend? You should join whatever clubs speak to you. In the beginning, you can join as many as you want, but later, you should pick and choose. Did anything surprise you when you became a student, like rules? Not really. College itself is kind of like a whole new situation, so I guess in a way nothing was surprising and everything was surprising at the same time. What are the must-haves for an incoming college student? Definitely a laptop or an iPad so you can take notes, backpack, or a reliable way to carry around stuff, and probably a mattress topper. Is there anything you learned about the school only after you started classes that you wish you would have known before committing? Tufts advertises their classes as very small, and so does any other university, because they want you to feel like you have a close connection with the professor. But really, classes at Tufts are pretty big. Unless you're in a high level course, you can expect intro courses to be at least over 100 people, if not over 500. If you're expecting that close connection with the professor, you have to make an effort. What makes the student body so unique? I'd say that Tufts is relatively diverse. Are there many students from other countries? Yeah. Do students of different races and classes interact easily? Yeah, I think so. Are students cliquish? I think with any school, students are gonna be cliquish, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad at Tufts. I would just say it's average. What's it like to be a first year student? I think as a first year student, you would feel like kind of nervous, but I think it'll go away, and upperclassmen are really helpful, and it'll all be fine. What's a typical day like? I wake up, I'll eat breakfast, go to class, and do homework, and then I can hang out with my friends. How much time do students spend studying per week? This definitely varies. Some people study much more than others, and that's normal, but I would say on average, maybe like 25 hours, 20 hours, maybe less. I don't know, maybe I just study a lot. What do you do when you're not in class? I sleep, I eat, and go into the city, have fun, stuff like that. What kinds of things are there to do in your school's hometown? There's Davis Square, which is pretty nice. Davis Square is like a little square with like different restaurants and different shops, and it's cute. Do most students live on campus? Yes, most students do live on campus. Tufts does have a housing crisis, so some students have to live off campus, but yeah, most of them live on campus. How are the dorms? Dorms, some of them just got renovated, so those are good, but then some of them are really old and crusty, so those are bad. Depends on the dorm. Do students belong to fraternities or sororities? Greek life is pretty small at Tufts, and most of the frats and sororities got shut down, so we don't have too much of Greek life. And if that's something that you really want, I would not recommend Tufts. What's your favorite place to study on campus? Probably the library or a cafe. What are the facilities like? The facilities are really run down, and don't let the high cost of tuition fool you into thinking that the buildings are nice. Forgot to film an outro, so if you've watched all the way to this point, please subscribe. It would mean the world. Bye bye!